Thank you everyone for being here tonight, and I'd just like to thank the IgniteOKC team for putting on a great event. It's going to be amazing. I first became interested in social entrepreneurship when I was in Uganda, Africa. I went for an adventure and ended up coming back with questions of purpose. We met women like this and heard incredible stories of agony, but also hope. And when we were there, we were learning so much. When we got back, we had nothing to do but ask ourselves, what could we do? So I looked at my friend Charles and I said, Charles, we've got to do something with this knowledge that we've learned. And so we went to the drawing boards. And we began asking questions. We began asking our friends and other entrepreneurs that we knew, what could we do? So we had these things on our heart. And we began drawing up a plan for education. A plan, hopefully, that has been in works for 2 years now, that will hopefully be sustained someday by a social enterprise. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about tonight, is people like you and I using their creative passions to change the world. And so, one organization that I'd like to showcase for you is People Powered Wines. Their slogan is, carry your fellow man. They believe that everyone should enjoy a good glass of California wine at a reasonable price. These guys, obviously the rickshaw, I don't know, I just love this photo. It just makes me smile every time. But these guys believe in carrying their fellow man through their business model. And I think that's incredibly simple, but it's profound. They give 5% of their annual profits every year to a local charity. Another organization is Warby Parker. They design these stylish glasses like I'm wearing, and they use the one-for-one model. They've realized that the world is in a vision crisis. 15% of our global population has no access to eyewear. That's 1 billion people. And Warby Parker is using their creative skills and talents, things that they love, to create change. The next organization I'd like to tell you about is a great example of social entrepreneurship, and it's called Falling Whistles. Falling Whistles was founded in 2008, based on a story from Sean Carasso. He found himself in eastern Congo, and he was listening to stories of boys fighting the front lines of war with only a whistle. When Sean came home, he began to share the story. And the Eastern Congo is one of the deadliest places in the world. Sean has now, 4 years later, created a coalition of whistleblowers for peace of over 50,000 people based on the story. Now, these are incredibly simple but profound ideas. And I think there are some things that we can learn from social entrepreneurship. And I believe one of them is taking risk. I don't think that we can learn much in life if we're not willing to fail. If we're not willing to risk, we're not learning. Another incredibly simple but profound idea I think we can learn from social entrepreneurship is empathy. If we cannot put ourselves in someone else's shoes, how can we truly understand them? If we can't see through the same eyes that they see, how do we understand them? So I think social entrepreneurship embodies that. And, you know, these social entrepreneurs, they're global people. They're looking at the world as a global community. There's no borders, there's no boundaries. We live in a global community where information travels faster than it ever has. And we've got to use that for our platform. We have to use that for our story. Each and every one of us in this room has a story. And each and every one of these entrepreneurs has used their story to change the world for good. So, another incredible thing that I love about social entrepreneurship is it finds solutions. And I think that if we become too focused on the problems, we become expert in problems. But if we look at the true solutions that we can offer to the world, I think that we're much better off. So, I know that changing the world through social entrepreneurship is a big claim. And it may even be a little cliche. But I do believe that if we're going to change anything, we have to step outside our own comfort zones, step outside of our own boxes, to look at life a little differently, to jump the tracks. And the only person that can do that is you. You are the only person that can determine whether or not you'll be passionate about your cause, whether or not you will go forward and change anything in this world. You are the sole proprietor. You know, there's an interesting quote that I would like to share with you, and it's kind of something that I'd like to play. It's pretty simple, but I think it's the direction that social entrepreneurship is moving. It goes a little like this. It says, society grows well when men plant trees under which shade they will not sit. And I believe that to be simple but profound. And just want to leave you with one little tidbit. If you're waiting for some inspiration to take the first step, take the first step. Thank you.